Okay, here's an example from your lesson today and from your homework on 484. So it says use two different trig ratios to determine the measure of angle A. And you get the same answer both ways. So one thing to remember is that we have a little shortcut, SOHCAHTOA. That should help you remember the relationship between these different trig functions. So the sine of angle A means I'm going to look at this angle right here, angle A. And I see that opposite it is 12. So the O is opposite and needs to be divided by H, the hypotenuse. So 12 over 13. The cosine would be the adjacent side over the hypotenuse of angle A. So the side that's 5 is adjacent to angle A and 13 is the hypotenuse because it's opposite the right angle. And then the tangent of angle A is the relationship between the opposite side, 12, over the adjacent side, 5. So either way, we have three different options to find those relationships. Unfortunately, we need to find the angle. So we need to use the inverse trig functions to solve for the missing angle. So the inverse trig function sort of undoes the effect of our sine, cosine, and tangent ratio relationships. And the symbols we use are sine -1, and then we take it of 12 divided by 13 to get angle A by itself. So let's go ahead and just show what would happen if I have the sine of angle 1. 12 over 13 equals angle A. I'm going to Google a calculator, and the Google calculator, scientific calculator, this is what just pops up. So you need to figure out and make sure that your degrees is covered. That means degrees is selected. I'm going to hit inverse until I get the inverse sine function. So the inverse sine, it says arc sine. That is the same thing. So inverse sine, and I need to remember that it is 12 over 13 of 12 divided by 13 divided by 13, I'll close my parentheses, is equal to 1.176. That doesn't make sense. I wonder if that's in units. Let's try this one now. So let's see here. So the arc sine, inverse sine function of 12 divided by 13 equals, okay, that makes more sense, 67.38, 67 degrees. I'm just going to record that right here. So I remember that angle A should equal 67.38 degrees. I'm going to test this out with the same cosine. It should be the same solution as long as I change my relationships, because my cosine is looking at 5 over 13. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to hit inverse cosine, 5 divided by 13. And I'm looking for 67 degrees to be my answer. And I get the same answer of 67.38 degrees. Let's try just once again with the tangent to practice using our inverse tangent. So I'm going to now I'm going to say inverse, and I want the tangent. And if I recall, my inverse tangent should be the inverse of 12 over 15. So the inverse tangent, 12 divided by 15, divided by 5, and that equals, again, 67 degrees, 0.38. So my solution is that angle A has to be 67.38 degrees.